Hello, everyone. I'm ELENA GEORGIou. I'm the founder, CEO of the Global Council Network and host of the podcast, Global Ambassador and Global Changemaker, gender-based violence expert, author, winner of the International Book Awards and Humanitarian Awards, and featured Storyteller Award. My mission is to serve humanity and make this world better, free from abuse, and become the bridge between cultures and people worldwide, connect the world at large, and make this world a better place free from abuse, and spread hope, unity, and love. My vision is to bridge 195 countries, join all the forces, and free our children from abuse. Because the future belongs to our children. They are the future leaders of this world. It's time to free them. So come and join me to bridge the world, and together we can win this fight. Through the Global Council Network podcast, you will learn the story behind our active members, advocates, community leaders, change makers, fighting to end gender-based violence, early child marriages, and teenage pregnancy, child sexual abuse and trafficking, and many other stories. Unfortunately, these are real stories that are raising our lives in this advanced society. But our community also has therapists, healers, and coaches with excellent new tools to bring peace and healing to this world. Join the cause, spread the word, email me, join my private Facebook group, subscribe on my YouTube, and become an active member. And let's join the forces and free our children. Today, we're going to talk about Patricia from Cameroon. She's an active member of the Global Council Network. She's a holder of a bachelor's in mass communication, master's degree in human resource management, and a PhD in strategic management. She's a highly passionate and motivated humanitarian philanthropist with over a decade of proven track record with national and international nonprofit organizations, dedicated and committed in the well-being of children, especially in the domain of mental health, passionate about creating social impact in the lives of vulnerable children by empowering them to speak out against abuse. So Patricia, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you so very much, ELENA. I'm glad to be on the show.
Thank you talk about, tell us about your story or the work you do. You can share anything you want.
Okay, thank you so very much. Like you rightly say, I'm Patricia Ngum. I'm based in Cameroon, even though I travel a lot because I'm so passionate in humanitarian activities and impacting humanity positively. I'm working with the vulnerable group in society. If you see there, those young girls, it's these girls against abuse, against early marriages, and we encourage them to be able to speak out, to be bold, not to be timid, not to be naive, especially as Cameroon, in this region where we're living in the Northwest and Southwest regions of Cameroon since 2016 has been going through a lot of turmoil, a lot of crisis, a lot of challenges. It hasn't been easy. So there have been this armed conflict that began since 2016 until date. It keeps alarming and raging lives. There is a lot of loss of lives, a lot of mental health of the population, especially those of vulnerable children are being affected. So because of all of this, especially at this point in time when the entire world, they are panicking with the COVID-19 pandemic, this has just come again to increase to the burden, to the mental challenge that our people are suffering from, are going through. So my organization, just like yours, the Redemption Center for Persons in Distress, is out there to bring, to help those children, move them from pain to bliss, from pain to pleasure to ecstasy, to help them, give them that platform where they can voice out their minds, where they can cry out, where they can get to talk, because talking in itself is one of the most essential therapies that we have. So we have this platform that we provide to these vulnerable children. So what exactly do we do? The first thing is we work with community leaders. And so far in the Northwest and in the Southwest regions of Cameroon, they are the English-speaking regions of Cameroon. We have just 2 English-speaking regions of Cameroon. So they are in conflict and they want to secede from the entire nation. So we go to all the subdivisions, the divisions, and we work with the local community, like the traditional rulers, the headquarters, and they get to identify these vulnerable children. Most of them have their parents already dead. Maybe they were burnt in homes, and these children are left to themselves. Sometimes these children are being kidnapped and are being abused sexually, even in the bushes, by unarmed or by armed gunmen, sometimes from either direction, and stuff like that. So the abuse, the level of sexual abuse, of early marriages in the lives of our youth is very, very alarming. And it should be worth noting that from 2016 to about, say, 2018, 2019, most schools were not going. Schools were shut down. So most of our youths and teenagers were out of school. So tell me, what else would children do when they are not in school, when they are running away from war, where they are when they are perishing from hunger, from sickness, from disease, and from pain, from agony? They are left with nothing but being the most vulnerable again in society. And when their mental health is being jeopardized, it's like all hope is lost, and they are like, they want to give up. And there are lots and lots of suicide, lots and lots of suicide, and sudden death, of course, sudden death. You sleep in the night and waking up and you hear news of this or that child who died in his or her sleep, and you see that the gravity of pain that people, especially this vulnerable group, are going through is so heavy. So they need this platform, for exposure, where they can where they can come out and air their voices. And we have already we also have provided a safe space and safe lodging facility where, when the local authorities do identify these vulnerable children who are, say, victims of rape, some of them are pregnant, and by these armed men and abandoned in the bushes, we rescue them, we bring them to the center where we take care of them and give them love, we give them hope again. We take care of them 100%, meaning feeding, clothing, housing. And once they are on their feet, while counseling them, coaching them, accompanying them in life, once, for example, like those who are pregnant, once they put to birth, we take care even of the children, and then we help them either go back to school, because there are private schools that go operational. The terrorists, unquote, do not want the public schools to be functional, to be operational. So private schools and community schools are operational. So we assist those children get back to school, or we empower them in a trade of their choice to help them get back and reintegrate. And by so doing, they get to their feet. They stay at the center for as long as they can get to their feet, because people are different. The challenges too, depending on the severity. We work with other organizations like S.A.C in America, where we also have an intersource, here in the Northwest region. Is an international organization. We have InterSource, and they also give us their expertise. And from time to time, when we get cases that need treatment, for example, very severe cases, we do referrals. And so even the government hospital, we also have mission hospitals like the Bingo Annex. We do referrals. They get in to assist us, take care, either in treatment or sometimes even in evacuation of the very severe cases that has already been like a mental disease. They can take them and move them like to our Centre Jameau in Yaoundé, you know, for proper medical checkup while we do follow up. And from there, they come back to the center where we continue with psychosocial support. We continue with counseling. We continue with coaching, giving them love, because that is the essence. Sometimes it's not just sufficient to give them medical treatment. This medical treatment must be accompanied with psychosocial support. Medical treatment must be accompanied with love. It must be accompanied sometimes with financial assistance. It should be accompanied sometimes with empowering them. Sometimes it suffices just that you empower somebody and that person is okay, and that person is above abuse, that person is above, you know, that you build self-confidence, you assist that person in building self-confidence in themselves. And a very self-confident child, it begins from childhood. Like we advise parents, we work even with parents to accompany their children in this process. 0 to 5 years is a very tender age for children, for parents to nurture, to nurture their children, some principles in their children, giving them love and letting them know that they are free to speak out, that they are living in a free world. They are free to speak out. They should not feel intimidated. They should not panic. They should not accept whatever they don't think or deem is right. They should provide these children with the necessary information that they need, the necessary education that they need. So in as much as we're working with the vulnerable in society, with children, we work with people of all ages of life to educate them like mothers. Mothers are at the center of the nuclear, of the nuclear body of society, the family, which is the family. And so if mothers have their families at heart, if parents have their families at heart, and if a family is safe, one family, two family, three family, then we can be sure of a safer community. We can be sure of a free and safer nation. We can be sure of a free and safer continent and of a free and a safer world.
Nice. I love what you said. And thank you for all the hard work you're doing. And your community is very lucky to have you, Patricia, there. You're doing a great job. And so I want to ask you, if children receive the right tools and techniques, and if they were abused and they are traumatized, do you see hope in their future if they receive opportunities?
Of course, they receive hope. For example, I think one of the major milestones that the Redemption Center for Persons in Distress did was in 2014 to apply for authorization to run a nursery and a primary school for these orphans, for these vulnerable children in society, because it discovered that if it were running a school of its own, it would be easier and cheaper financially for the organization to manage a greater number of children. And in 2014, the first enrollment of orphans that we had were 30. You find them in the pictures there. They were standing by the bus. That's the first batch of orphans, just orphans, who were enrolled in the Redemption Bilingual Nursery and Primary School. That is an arm of the Redemption Center for Persons in Distress. So those are some of the tools that we've put in place to enable these vulnerable children come out of trauma. Like I said, in one of the pictures and on our YouTube page, you find some of those children also talking that they are tired of the gunshots. They really want to go to school, and it traumatizes them so much. And that they are appealing for government to call for a ceasefire and all of that. So these children are really willing to go back to school. And for those who are not interested in school, like we say, we enroll them to do other vocational training. And in my profile also, if you look at it carefully, you discover I'm the public relations officer for the Commander Support Center for widows, orphans, the disabled, and the underprivileged. So with partnership from the Commander Support Center, the founder is based in the United States of America as well. She's a doctor. We also partner with that organization. They've offered scholarships. Like this year, I think over 15 children are under scholarship from the Commander Support Center for persons, for widows, the disabled, and the vulnerable. So we also assist them to learn vocational training like hairdressing, shoe mending, even beads and all of that, depending on their desire. ELENA, one thing I want to emphasize on here is mental health is my field. I'm so passionate about it. And one of the major tools and successes for every healer, for every counselor, for every psychosocial worker is helping every mental health patient, every traumatized, every person in distress to be able to identify their likes, what they like most, and focus on it. That is one of the most relieving factors of a mental health challenge and all of that. So once someone does what they love, once somebody does what they are good at, it is so relieving. It is so relieving. So we do not impose any trade or whatever on any of them. We let them know all the available opportunities, and with the counseling and coaching and over time, they get to choose exactly what they can do effortlessly so that they don't get to overwork themselves. So that already is one of the remedies, the therapies that we get to use. So they get to enjoy what they are doing, and it helps them easily come out of trauma.
That's really good. I like the word, we let them choose. That's
Beautiful.
a good work. And if parents are listening to us, that's what they must do. They have to let the children choose what they want, what they love, and encourage them in life to
You're right.
that's good. And what are the challenges you're facing, Patricia, currently now?
Well, we're facing a lot of challenges in the field, and the very first one, like I tell you, we are in a conflict zone, and there are many camps, and so every other camp would want to know your stand. So sometimes it may not be challenging for me, but my team members but I also get to educate them to know how to play along. When you study human resource management, you know how to manage people. And as a communication expert as well, I know how to go about it and let each and every camp know that we are neutral, that we are for humanity. We are for each and every one of them, that we are there for them and not for us, not for A, not for B, not for C, but for us all, that it is for the benefit of humanity. So because of that, it has saved us, you know, it has saved us a great challenge to still be in activity, because many other places were being burned, schools burned, homes burned, but we thank God our own center is safe. We've recorded no kidnappings and all of that because we play clean. And like I always tell people, remain honest. Even humanity in itself, the universe, God, there is the omnipotent. It judges every heart. It judges your very, it judges your, it judges you, it sees you, it knows why you are out there and why you are doing what you are doing. So keep doing the right, keep doing your best. Nature itself would reward you. Nature itself would protect you. Nature has a way, like the law of karma. What goes out, what you give out, you receive. What goes around comes around. It's a natural law of nature. So I choose to be good. I choose to be happy. I choose to you know, to be a giver, to be peace. I choose to be joy. So everywhere I go, everywhere my toes, we bring nothing else than the joy that we are, than the happiness that we are, than the love that we are. We don't seek, we don't search for love outside us. We are love. We are peace. We are excellent in nature. We are radiant. We are the light. We have a wonderful nature. So once we enter anywhere, we contaminate the environment. You know, it's so contagious that you cannot, you cannot stand it. And since the greater power is always able to drag the lesser power, so our positive energy and positive vibe is always, enough to calm down and be challenging. And again, financial.
Yes, that's the financial part is difficult. Yes.
Once your motiv's good, every other thing is put in place. We have a good motive, and one of it is love. And because of love, just sometimes once you go out there and you meet a dying baby, you meet a dying child, sometimes just your warm embrace is enough to bring back that child to life. And then from there, as you're coming back home or to the center with that baby, every other thing is put in place. Every square peg in a square hole. So the financial challenge is there. The geographical also. And as I say, we are living in times of armed conflict. So there are some areas that we cannot access easily because there are explosives and all of that. But we have put our mechanisms in place for easy working relationship, especially as we work with the local communities. We have focal points who easily can report to us, who easily can call us, even through our cell phones, to tell us there is trouble here, there is trouble there, this is the situation. And still with them, because they are recognized in their local communities. They themselves are the ones to assist us evacuate those children to the center for safety.
Yes.
So it makes it easier. So in as much as we have challenges, the Lord God himself has helped us with what it takes to solve and manage the challenges.
Of course. And you will not give up, Patricia. You're going to keep moving forward. And you know that whatever you want to manifest, you can bring it to your life.
Beautiful.
And now you're an active member at the Global Council Network, and we're here to solve all the issues that arise together. And it's better as a group of like-minded people than facing them all by yourself. And so I want also to ask you about the age group. What age group is more at risk?
Okay, the age group that is more at risk now, considering our dispensation, what we're going through, are the adolescents, especially the girls, because the armed men who are in the bushes, they target these young girls. They kidnap them, take them there first to be cooking for them and taking care of them in one way or the other, and they are vulnerable to abuse. To can name the
what
rest.
age? What age
The trauma.
Are the girls?
They are from the ages from 9 to 16. From 9 years to 16. Because our own adolescent, we have 9 years old to 16.
Do they
because
get pregnant? Do they get pregnant?
Yes,
I mean,
who get pregnant. We have 2 girls who got pregnant at the age of 9.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You have
They were impregnated. They were impregnated by these unarmed men, and it was several of them got them raped, and they became pregnant, and they successfully escaped from the camp after a crossfire. So they escaped, and they were rescued and brought to the center. So we have 2 cases who were pregnant at the ages of 9.
Oh God. And do you have any early marriages?
Of course, a lot of them, because of idleness. Like we say, when schools were shut down 2016, especially before 2016, it was the normal narrative. But after 2016, it became so intensive, so rampant because of the armed conflicts. Schools were shut down. Then by 2019 again, with the COVID-19 pandemic, it worsened. It worsened. So these children were, some were even raped by their own fathers. Some were being abused by their own fathers. Siblings, like the male, we have a very, we have one that went almost viral in Cameroon here. I think there were children all from the same mother, and going to boarding school. One, that's the boy in an exclusive male school, and the girl in an exclusively girls school. But because of the COVID-19 and the shutting down of schools, they were together in the house, and this lady just gave a clarion call one day to us and told us she doesn't know where to go and where to start. That from every indication, her daughter is pregnant. And it happens, the author of it happens to be her brother.
Oh my God. Yeah. So terrible. And how old was the girl?
What does she do? Attempting suicide because she was a
Patricia, how old was the girl that was pregnant from her brother?
impregnated by the brother.
Yes,
14.
13.
14.
14 years
14 years.
old. Wow.
14. Yeah.
And there are many examples
And,
also, isn't it?
yes. And their mother was a single mom.
And
So
what
she really
happened?
attempted.
The mom came to you, and what happened? Did you help her?
We did help her, and we made her to know that it's okay, it's all right, it's not the end of the world. Things like that do happen. There is still hope, and it's just a mistake like any other. It's just an error like any other. She should accept it. First is acceptance. She should accept it with love first for herself and then for the children, because they needed her at that time more than even any other person. So if she has that at the back of her mind, she will not be discouraged and give up, because those children, they need her too. They needed that she should be strong for them, and that because they themselves would not, in fact, they both regretted what happened. They were repentant, hard to see actually from our perspective that it was all in error, and maybe say it's a mistake just like any other. And with education, with knowledge, you can move on and move forward and be better even. And we also let her know that you shouldn't consider anything like a failure in life. If you don't succeed or that thing happened, it's just because it had to be so. So you learn some lessons. So maybe there was something you wasn't doing right, that because of that lesson, you will now start doing right, so as to prevent something worse that might have happened in future. So you count it all joy, and celebrate, because a living dog is better than a dead lion. Once there is life, there is hope. Once
Yes.
there is life, there is hope. So she just needs you. We are healers, we are banner bearers, that's encouragers, and all of that. We are it's inert. And the way the way you talk to somebody would determine how that person, like I talk about these positive vibrations and all of that. So as a healer, as you're talking to her, you're affecting her, your vibes is affecting her and calming her nerves down. And then she gets the appropriate therapy, appropriate therapy. And with time, naturally, like we say, time is a natural healer. It exposes, a lot of truths. So time alone in itself would heal the wounds completely. To some people, it may take a day. To others, it may take a year. But the good thing is, there should be progress. There is always progress. Once you've begun the healing journey, your journey to healing, to self-awareness and self-consciousness, you can only rejoice that you're making progress, that you will never remain the same again.
Yes. Really nice. Yes. I believe that too, Patricia. Do you want to share your message to the world before we close this show?
Yes, I will. And I would begin by saying that there is a concept that even many healers do not want to decry. And that concept is to do with the wounded healer. The wounded healer. There are times in life that even as a healer, as a doctor or as a teacher, you yourself, you get wounded in the field. And when you are wounded in the field, it's not enough for you to feel defeated. It is for you to also reach out for help so that you can get strengthened. It is not a weakness. I am appealing to every other healer who is listening to me out there that most healers, they die at the war front, not because they are weak, but because they refuse to accept a moment of weakness. There come sometimes moments of weakness that even as a healer, you can weep. I have undergone that severally myself. When you realize that, please take a break. Take a break for yourself. Take care of yourself as well. And remember that you are your best friend. You have to be mentally, psychologically, socially, educationally, emotionally stable to be able to handle all what you're handling. If you cannot handle it, cry out for help when it is still early enough. Otherwise, you yourself may one day just go to bed and you never wake up again. So if healers also do get wounded, how much more of these our vulnerable ones? How much more of society that don't have the least idea or knowledge that we do have? And that is why ELENA together, we can do better and greater exploit because we are equipped, we are knowledgeable, we have what it takes, and we would stop at nothing to make the world free from abuse, especially for our children that are the future of tomorrow, because the world belongs to these children. If these children don't have the right education from childbirth till when they actually become full-time leaders, because the leadership skills are embedded in them right from childhood, from the home to their schools, to society, wherever they go to. So together, no one person can do this job, but it takes one to begin. It takes a second to reinforce. Together, we are stronger in this, and together we will fly further, and we would finally achieve our aim because our motive is good. Even God, you get gunshots, but as it is going, ELENA, we are doing our job. Amidst the gunshots, we choose to be serene. Amidst the gunshots, we choose to be at peace. We choose to create a peaceful, a loving world, even amidst war and turmoil and unrest and all of that. We choose who we want to be, and we would remain love, we would remain peace. A free society for our children, free from abuse, free from trafficking, child trafficking, because at times like this, sometimes even the elite, ELENA, you may be surprised, the elites take advantage and traffic these children to go to like some Arab countries to do some kind of like house help and stuff like that. Some go and they lose their lives, they never come back. they never come back. We have many cases of Cameroonians and children of other developing nations perishing out there because they were victims, they were vulnerable. They wanted greener pastures. And those who had the little means took advantage of them for their own selfish interest. And when they cross over there, they are working and they are not being paid. Their money is being paid but to companies and to these elites, to the rich. So the rich keep growing richer and the poor keep growing poorer. So ELENA, we say things like that must stop. So I thank God for the Global Council that has given us this platform to decry such abusive and illicit things in life. We really decry it. We say enough is enough. This 21st century, we say it is enough. As mothers that we are sick and tired, and we want a better future, a better world, free of stress, free of tumult, of abuse, of fear. That's the greatest enemy for these our children. Let our children be able to speak out. Let our children be able to make their own choices. Let us be there just to guide them, to make the right choices and not impose to them. Because like one of my slogans, I say, every life matters. These children's lives matters.
Thank you very much. My God, this is a very strong message. And yes, together we are stronger, Patricia. And that's right. And we will close this podcast. Thank you very much for being here, Patricia, and being an active member. And the Global Council Network is very lucky to have you and proud to have you and honored to have you in our council. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ELENA. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.